Today, let's dive into a timeless book that has influenced countless lives. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, first published in 1903, is more than just a book. It is a guide to understanding the power of thought and how it shapes our lives. Though the book itself is brief, its ideas are deep and transformative. Today, I will take you through the key concepts in Allen's work, explore their meaning, and discuss how they can be applied in our daily lives. The core message of As a Man Thinketh is simple but profound. We are the masters of our own destinies, and it is through our thoughts that we shape our circumstances. 1. Thought and character. At the heart of Allen's philosophy is the idea that our character is determined by our thoughts. He says, "A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of all his thoughts. Just as a plant springs from a seed, so too does every action, habit, and ultimately our character spring from our thoughts." In other words, our lives are shaped not by external circumstances, but by our internal thoughts. We may not always have control over what happens to us, but we do have control over how we think about those events, and therefore how we respond. If our thoughts are noble and pure, we become noble and pure in character. If our thoughts are negative, self-defeating, or full of hatred, our character will reflect those qualities as well. Allen urges us to be aware of our thoughts because they lay the foundation for everything else in life. He reminds us that our external conditions are not separate from our internal states, but are a direct reflection of them. This concept leads us to the next important point: thought and circumstances. 2. Thought and circumstances. James Allen tells us that circumstances do not make a man. They reveal him to himself. Often we hear people say that they are victims of circumstances, that they are unlucky or unfortunate. But Allen challenges this belief. He argues that external circumstances are, in fact, the result of our thoughts, attitudes, and mental habits. He states that men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. What this means is that the situations and people we encounter in our lives are reflections of the thoughts and beliefs we hold deep within us. If we are constantly thinking of failure, doubt, or lack, we are likely to attract situations that reinforce those beliefs. Conversely, if we maintain thoughts of success, confidence, and abundance, we are more likely to encounter opportunities and people that align with those positive thoughts. Allen does not suggest that everything in life is under our conscious control, but he does assert that the majority of what we experience is influenced by the habitual patterns of our thinking. Therefore, if we want to change our circumstances, we must first change our thoughts. Instead of blaming external events or other people for our struggles, we must take responsibility for the way we think. This brings us to Allen's thoughts on thought and health. 3. Thought and health. Another powerful idea that James Allen puts forward is the connection between our thoughts and our physical health. In the book, he writes, "The body is the servant of the mind. It obeys the operations of the mind, whether they be deliberately chosen or automatically expressed." Allen suggests that negative, anxious, and fearful thoughts can have a detrimental effect on our health. Stress, worry, and anger are all states of mind that can manifest in the body as illness, fatigue, or disease. On the other hand, positive thoughts, such as those of joy, peace, and contentment, are said to promote health and vitality. Modern science has confirmed much of what Allen suggested over a century ago. We now know that chronic stress can weaken the immune system, increase the risk of heart disease, and contribute to a host of other health problems. Similarly, cultivating a positive mindset has been shown to have benefits for both mental and physical health. But what Allen reminds us is that health is not just the absence of disease. It is the result of a harmonious balance between mind and body. To cultivate health, we must first cultivate healthy thoughts. This requires us to be mindful of the way we think and to actively direct our thoughts toward those that promote well-being. 4. Thought and purpose. One of the most important messages in As a Man Thinketh is the necessity of having a purpose. Allen writes, "Until thought is linked with purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishment." What he means is that without a clear direction or goal, our thoughts become scattered and ineffective. Purpose gives our thoughts a focus, and it is through this focus that we can achieve success. If we are clear about what we want to accomplish in life, we can align our thoughts and actions toward that goal. But if we drift aimlessly without purpose, our thoughts will reflect this aimlessness, and our lives will lack meaning and direction. Allen emphasizes the importance of setting noble and worthy goals. He encourages us to seek purpose, not just for personal gain, but for the betterment of others. By doing so, we align our thoughts with values like compassion, service, and integrity, which in turn shape us into better individuals. Furthermore, having a sense of purpose gives us the strength to overcome difficulties and setbacks. When we are clear about our purpose, we are less likely to be discouraged by obstacles, and we are more likely to persist in the face of adversity. 5. The power of thought. Ultimately, Allen's message is about the tremendous power of thought. He believes that we hold within us the power to shape our own lives, to become the person we wish to be, and to create the circumstances we desire. He writes, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This statement encapsulates the idea that the outer world is a reflection of our inner world. He encourages us to take control of our minds, to be deliberate in our thinking, and to nurture thoughts that uplift and empower us. If we do this, he assures us that our lives will transform. Allen does not claim that the path will be easy. He acknowledges that cultivating positive and focused thoughts requires discipline and effort, but he also assures us that the rewards are great. By mastering our thoughts, we become masters of our own fate. In conclusion, As a Man Thinketh offers a simple yet profound truth. We are what we think. Our thoughts shape our character, our circumstances, our health, and our success in life. James Allen's timeless wisdom teaches us that we are not victims of chance or fate, but active creators of our destiny. To apply the lessons of this book in our lives, we must become conscious of our thoughts, take responsibility for them, and align them with our highest values and purposes. When we do this, we unlock the potential to live more fulfilling, healthy, and meaningful lives. We will become as small as our controlling desire, as great as our dominant aspiration.